mystampin.com. Thank you for joining me today. Today I am going to be showing you how I created this card for my customers who have purchased from me from the month of October. So every month I create a thank you card to send to them just to say thank you for purchasing from me from the previous month. And so today I am going to be showing you how I made this one. It says grateful for you. It's got some washi tape and some other little features. So I thought I would show you how I made this. It is actually using a stamp set from our holiday catalog. It's called For All Things. And as you can see, it's got some great images. Perfect for fall. Okay, so the first thing, I'm going to put this card off to the side. The first thing that you will need is to get either a piece of crumb cake cardstock and cut it down to 8.5 by 5.5 and score it at 4 1/4. Or you can use these super simple cut and ready card bases. So that's what I'm going to be using. It comes in Whisper White. It comes in a variety of colors, so check out the annual catalog for that. But I'm going to be using crumb cake, and the great thing about these is they're already cut down to size, they're already scored, so all you have to do is just fold them. All right. And so next I am going to take a piece of chocolate chip cardstock. And this is going to be 1/4 inch smaller than the card. So it measures 5 1/4 by 4. And then from there, we're going to be layering a piece of Whisper White cardstock onto the chocolate chip panel. And this is 1/4 inch smaller than the chocolate chip. So it measures 5 by 3 3/4. So it's going to give you that nice layered look. Okay, but first things first, what we're going to do with the chocolate chip is we're going to take the Stampin' Distress tool and we are going to distress all 4 sides. And what you do is you just take the tool and you just run it along the edges. There's blades in all these little notches. And so you just run it through, just kind of go back and forth, and just do it until you get the distress look that you are looking for. So I thought, because it's a fall card, that I would do this to kind of give it a more rustic look. So we're going to do that on all 4 sides. It does kind of make a little mess on your table, so just make sure you have something to catch all the little bits. And then what I do after I'm all done is I kind of take my fingers and kind of curl up the edges just to give it a little bit more distressed. And then you can rip it if you want. Kind of rip it. But it's just kind of fun to do this. Give it some texture on an otherwise just piece of plain cardstock. Okay, then when you've done all 4 sides, you can just go back and distress a little bit more if you think you need to. Okay, that's good. All right, so let me just clean this up. Get all those fibers off. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is just kind of just curl the edges. Just to kind of break up those fibers a little bit more. So I'm just going around on all edges, just taking my fingernails and just getting in there. Just like so. Now, because the paper is raised a little bit and has a little bit of texture on the back, I am going to use the Fast Fuse just to make sure that it is securely attached to the crumb case card base. And if you have any problems using the Fast Fuse, I do have a quick tip video. I'll link it down in the notes, the description notes, on how to apply it. There is a little learning curve to it, but if you watch my quick tip video, you shouldn't have any problems. Okay, so I'm just going to layer this right here in the center of the card, making sure that it's even on all 4 sides. And just put it down, and then you can kind of come back and just use your fingernails to distress it a little bit more if you want to. All right, so that's that. All right, so let's get the white panel. And if we look back at the sample, you'll see what I did here. So I'm using 3 ink colors. We've got Crumb Cake, and then 2 new ink colors, Blackberry Bliss and Hello Honey. And then I've used some washi tape, a gold button, and some burlap ribbon, but I'll show you how I did that. All right, so first things first, we're going to stamp the background, and we're going to do that in Crumb Cake. And I did that, I stamped that in the top section of the card. Just, it's not quite in the center. So just stamp that down. Okay, now we're going to take the leaf image. I'm going to ink that up in Blackberry Bliss. Okay, and I'm just going to go right over the solid image, like so. And then I'm going to take the washi tape, and this is the Color Me Autumn designer washi tape that is also in our holiday catalog, and this coordinates with the Color Me Autumn designer series paper. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the washi tape and just put it right down here. Then I'm going to take this thinner diamond pattern tape and just get a little bit. And I'm going to tear off this edge, kind of, well, no, I guess not. Just kind of layer it, really no rhyme or reason to that, just give it a little bit of texture. And then I am going to stamp the sentiment down here, but I'm going to use my Stamp-A-Majig just to make sure that I have the perfect placement. So I've already got it stamped on here. Just make sure it's straight. And get my Stamp-A-Majig tool. Whoops. Remove that. And I'm going to ink this up in Hello Honey. And then just hold on to the tool and just go straight down and straight up. Perfect. All right. So now I am using one of the gold metal buttons, the gold basic metal buttons. This is also in our holiday catalog. I can get it open. There we go. So you can see all the different size buttons that come in it. And I'm going to take the medium size button. I'm just going to place it right there. But before that, I am going to be using our 1 1/4 inch burlap ribbon. And what I've already done is I just cut off, you know, a length, enough ribbon that I feel that I can make a bow. And I'll show you what I did here. On the edges of the burlap ribbon is a stitched, like they used the serger and stitched it so it would not unravel. And to get the individual fibers, what you have to do is you have to cut off the side where it's stitched, and then from there you're able to pull the fibers out. So I'm just cutting off this side, and so then you just throw that away, and then you're able to pull. See how I did that? And you're able to get those individual fibers. So I'm just going to grab two. Just like so. And actually, before I do that, let me attach this to the front panel. So I'm just going to use the fast fuse since it's just handy. And just center this onto the chocolate chip panel. Okay, and then you're going to take your gold button, and what I did is I went ahead and just threaded the burlap fibers through the holes of the button. You don't have to do that. You can just use a glue dot and put the button down, and then just tie the ribbon in a bow and put the bow on top of the button, but I thought I would just do it this way. Okay, so just thread them through the buttonholes. Okay, then just tie a knot and then a bow. Okay, so once you tied your bow, then just pull the tails to the desired length. Just kind of tighten it. Make your bows however big you want or small. Just kind of go back and forth. Okay, so that looks good. All right, so I'm going to cut that down. So it looks like that. Like that. And I'm going to use a couple of glue dots. And then